OK then, to Group F we go, and to a meeting between Dimitri van den Bergh and Lawrence Ilagan. A reminder as well, this is the same group as Luke Littler and King Barry. Those two face off a little bit later on tonight. Well, Dimitri van den Bergh, believe it or not, hasn't actually featured in this tournament since 2020. Yeah, hasn't qualified the last few years. Made the semi-finals that year. That his best finish at the Grand Slam. So can the UK Open champ get off to a winning start on his return? Oh, good to have him back, isn't it? Up against Lawrence Ilagan here this evening. His first ever appearance here in Wolverhampton. Won the Asian Championship in Manila a few weeks ago. So big first for him. How will he get on in Group F? Well, these two met at the World Championship a couple of years ago. You might remember it. It was a win for the Belgian then. So how will this meeting go? To guide you through it, I'll hand you over to Abby Davies and Wayne Mardle.
Thank you very much, Emma. Yeah, let's get it right. It's Dimitri Barbara Peter van den Bergh who takes on Lawrence Gregorio Ilagan. Well, they should win. Oh, no, they can't both win, but they should meet in the final. Right, anyway, all the nonsense out the way. Van den Bergh, and there we see it. He has not been playing well. He really hasn't. We know he's won the UK Open. Emma just told us that. He's also won on tour. But in Lawrence Ilagan, he's got someone that is doing very, very well on the Asian tour. And let me tell you, I think that's the tour that's going to produce an absolute worldie. And whilst he might be on the wrong side of 40, Lawrence Ilagan, he is very, very good. Played in many a World Championships. This is his debut in this, Abby, but it has to be said, he has got pedigree.
He certainly has, a debutant here, but looking to become the first ever Asian player to win a game in this tournament as well. Of course, Perez, Muramatsu and Mikuru Suzuki all played on this stage, but there's that mighty fine specimen there of whom you are a great fan of, Wayne.
I love him. I like his idiosyncrasies, his swagger. He's a fidgeter, isn't he? Imagine, right? Just imagine. I don't know. You're travelling from Carlisle to London, so you're in a car for 6 hours with him. He would be so entertaining. He wouldn't keep still for a second. I just like the way he goes about his game. He does all this. Look at him. Look at him.
He's like a little armadillo, isn't he?
59.
He's a hell of a player. He really is. And I've always been of the opinion there's been many a player from the Asian Tour and of course others that if they were to play the world's best players week in, week out, I think we'd see a marked improvement in their game, pretty sharpish.
Yeah, and he's up against a player in Dimitri who, as you've mentioned, a couple of big wins this year, but he's spoken himself. His confidence just is not there at the moment. His last 6 matches, granted 3 have been at the Grand Prix, they've been in the 80s. He's not doing too well. This would be very, very good. It's not going to be.
Yeah, considering when he won the
118.
World Match Play, played so well in the Premier League as well after that, and we're thinking that this is it. It's now Dimitri's time. Then gets to the World Match Play final again, of course, but just not. It's actually odd he won the UK Open because that's the outlier here. Tops now for a breaker throw. Now his darts do sit down, so that is not a help. It is a hindrance. Can he find it?
26. Dimitri, you require 96.
Double 18, and he does pin it. At no point did he look in control of that leg, Dimitri van den Bergh.
Well, those things, the way they've been going with Dimitri, when that double 18 went in, I thought he'll lose this leg somehow. It's one of those periods he's going through. We're seeing it as just an off spell.
45.
But how long before it becomes a problem? Because this has been an off spell for quite a substantial amount of time now.
And you've noticed the difference, haven't you, in his throw, because it's just not as effortless anymore.
No, For me, it was the one to copy, along with kind of Michael Smith, and there's a few others, of course. But the way he stands is absolutely rock solid. The way he just kind of sets the dart and brings the arm back. What's happening now is that the arm is setting it and bringing it back slightly too quick. So the rhythm is kind of staccato. It's hot and cold because he can't replicate it. It's just off. And when he hit the 9 darter here, and he was playing well in the match play, it was just smooth. It's just not as smooth as it used to be.
Well, he's not even got the best throw in Belgium anymore. Mike de Dekker's is as smooth as you'd like.
See lots of moving from Lawrence, and also lots of miscounting.
83.
That was a poor choice for a last start, but he got away with it. If he'd have missed, it would have left 159.
99.
Just wonder why he doesn't opt for a vest, don't you?
190.
Yeah, are you allowed?
I'm sure he's explored that option. Sleeves are not his friend. Tops well could be.
99.
It was just lower the target.
164.
Well, he was outscored a little bit by a dart or so in the first leg, Dimitri, but ended up winning it. Is this going to be similar with Ilagan missing again
79.
and him taking out
Lawrence, you require 20.
that 85? And it is true, trust me, unless you win a leg, you aren't settled. Mind you, he never looks settled anyway, does he? Let's be fair.
Gains on the second leg. Lawrence Ilagan.
But full credit to him for that adjustment there.
Game on.
It was only a holder throw. I know we're only 2 legs into it. Again, though, Bergh, it's laboured, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, if we feel like he's not playing well, he'll feel like it's even worse than that. And bearing in mind, this is a man that for a Premier League was averaging the best part of kind of 102, 103 at one point. It's just nowhere near the level that you'd expect from Dimitri Bergh. Right, I love dogs, we know that. He reminds me of that naughty puppy.
Yeah.
That's
All right, in dog terms then, what are you referring Dimitri Bergh to?
oh my word. I don't know.
60.
Just the idiosyncrasies of him. This is what he does. Must be tiring.
Such contrasting figures up on the stage as well, aren't they?
96.
Rudolf Nureyev.
He was a semi-Burnett.
Wow. Well, he does try and hunt down trebles that are not necessarily gettable.
59.
There is loads of elements of Lawrence's game that can be improved upon, and he's still very, very good.
180.
As you've mentioned, though, the improvements of the Asian Tour, that's only going to aid the likes of Ilagan. So much quality in that part of the world now.
Yeah, there's Seigo Asada. He was the one that we thought was going to really kind of make inroads, which he did.
86.
Go to Loch Leung and Rivera. They're all good players, along with Lawrence Ilagan. Double 7 now.
Game shot
Quality
the third
finish from
leg.
Dimitri Bergh, and he needed it.
Full flag,
That was a
Lawrence
180,
the third.
then a good finish.
Yeah, Dimitri Bergh's spoken a lot this year, hasn't he, about how he's seeing a psychologist now and how that's helping him when he's in a spot of bother in matches, just to think about things a little more. I'm not sure whether thinking about things has ever really been his issue.
Yeah, I'm no psychologist. I know nothing about the human brain. I know what state mine's in, but that's about it. But I would go along with Dimitri to try not to think, because
140.
you can see his brain at times just rattling up there, and he needs to sometimes just chill, because other times he's getting so het up.
100.
Look at the UK Open final. He was going to implode. It was taking forever to throw a dart.
He just never seems to play with freedom.
Never. And that is the art of playing, doing anything well, let's be fair. Because if you're not playing with freedom, there is that element of fear, there's that element of just over-analysing, and also it will never be effortless, never.
140.
Moving over to try to hit a treble. Can't stay there, surely.
65. Dimitri require 138.
He's taken out 2 good finishes in this match already, Bergh, unable to add the 138.
26.
And made a little bit of a mess of it, truth be told.
116.
Didn't he just? Lawrence does not want to go above the 60 with his first dart. Now he's got to move. Looking for the left-hand side. It's just really awkward.
76.
Well, that was a good dart.
Dimitri require 112.
Yeah, you just think if he could have missed below, he could have stacked one on top, but unable to. So Dimitri to extend his advantage.
72. Lawrence, you require
One dart
40.
to go, 3-1 up. Now for a level game. Big moments in this group. It contains Littler and Keane Barry. Big dart.
30.
Oh,
Dimitri
they were all a
require
bit
40.
messy, weren't they?
Well, he keeps getting chances in this match, Ilagan. This time it's Dimmy having to shuffle over.
30.
And it's he who makes a mess of things.
Well, he looks calm enough, Lawrence. Cool, calm and composed. Again, it's awkward. He's got to go one side or the other. Looks like he's aiming to the right-hand side of that first dart. Now he's got to go left. He's got to go left, unless he just fancies going right. He's going right. Is he going right?
Dimitri required 10.
Well, he tried.
Oh, he tried. Work his way, off it and in. Off it and in. Now he's moving.
No
Well, I was about to say, and that's the difference with the way their darts lie. He should have been able to use those.
Oh, my word. Right, OK. Right, because the way that his darts lay in the board, one below the double 2 is not a disaster. He can work off the 1. These are all positives. Oh, this is so messy. Dimitri's getting away with it here.
10.
Just so hard work for the pair of them.
But eventually, Dimitri Bergh, who could easily have found himself 3-1 down in this match, is 3-1 to the good.
Game on.
I think one thing you could say, the pace of this match isn't going to bother either of them.
Well, there is no pace. I know there has to be, but I mentioned the word staccato earlier. Oh, yeah, that summed it up.
Well, it's barely registering on the meter, the pace of this one.
this is definitely a fault in his
40.
game where you're hunting for a big treble where there's a few more elsewhere. You don't need to lose darts there, and when you're 3-1 down against one of the world's best, you just can't afford to. Not in this kind of situation. And board management, been saying it for decades, it's so important. Again, Lawrence, please.
47.
And that's why he doesn't like to move downstairs.
Yeah, fair point. He's had so many opportunities. Like you quite rightly said, Abby, the
96.
scoreline could have been complete opposite.
I mentioned that Dimitri Van den Bergh, his last 6 matches, he's averaged in the 80s, and it looks like
60.
it's going to be another one for him here.
And we say, don't we, that averages are they're a guide.
Yes, yes.
Right, but they are a good guide.
137.
And they will not be, they're not pleasant reading to the person that's throwing them when they're low and you know that you're struggling. Because in the end, you start
99.
looking at them thinking, right, come on,
Dimitri
this game.
requires 68.
And you find a way to care about averages rather than sometimes the task in hand. And that, double 8, is to win the match, and he's just one leg away now.
Dimitri Van den Bergh, Sinclair Lawrence to fulfill.
Well, that's the first leg that he's been in complete control of.
Yep.
$59. $58.
And his finishing, it's that 24 dart leg, isn't it, that ruins it? Because aside from that from Dimitri, that's been the
100.
positive that he can take. His finishing around that leg has been very good.
Yes, it's been some good finishes.
He's had the 96, the 86, the 68.
Correct. There's been kind of zero faffing apart from
99.
that one leg.
I mean, Ilagan's game is full of faff. It always is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
60.
It's just what he does. He's normally better than this, to be fair. He's not had a good game. He was the better player for the first 2 legs. He really was. Then, obviously, that leg, we'll call it that leg, where they both had umpteen chances. That went the wrong way for him. And since then, he's got worse, and Dimitri's just kind of stayed the same.
97.
And it doesn't get any easier, I'm afraid, because it's Luke Littler and Keane Barry who are the other 2 players in this group, and Keane Barry is certainly a different player now to the one who started 2024.
Yeah.
95.
And just the one leg registered for Lawrence as well. That's another problem. So, yeah, he's got quite a lot on his plate at the moment.
140. Dimitri require 164.
Well, if Dimitri is to move out of this group and further, bullseye now! Oh, Dimitri finishes at 96, 86, 68, and that 164. Some of it was very, very good, but it's a great opening win for Dimitri Van den Bergh against Lawrence Ilagan.
And we've still got plenty more to bring you in this evening's session, including